Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sports Public. I'm Sudeep Verma and in this video, I'm going to brief you about the Djokovic vaccine drama which is going on in Australia, take a quick look at what happened in the ATP tournaments for the build-up to the Australian Open and also preview the draw where I'm going to give you my predictions for the draw as well. Well, I'm very excited for the Australian Open and I know you are too. So what are we waiting for? Let's get it started! Before getting into the Djokovic vaccine drama, I have to tell you that different countries have different rules for the COVID-19 vaccination and the quarantine. In Australia, if you get yourself tested, you're not supposed to go out until you get a negative result, although you don't have any symptoms. Now, Djokovic entered Australia without a COVID vaccine. And, the government called Djokovic's visa off and they deported him for the second time this Friday. Well, his lawyers they filed an injunction, and the legal challenge against this decision is going on, and this could possibly drag on to another 1 week. But his lawyers are, they're positive that they can get it done very quickly. But at this stage, we're waiting for the final verdict, which is yet to come out on Sunday. But until then, Djokovic is deported, and we really don't know where this is going with all this drama. But Djokovic, really, man, let's put this fuss aside and let's focus on the tennis. Just get the goddamn vaccine, man, and go ahead and just get the Australian Open, man. That's your crown. That's your go-to place. We all know how much you want to play in the Australian Open, don't we? So, in the start of January, Canada won the ATP Cup with Felix Auger-Aliassime and Denis Shapovalov. They beat Spain in the finals, and Felix and Shapo are looking in very good form. Then Rafael Nadal, he won his 89th tour title when he won the Melbourne Open, beating Maxime Cressy in the finals. Gael Monfils started off this year very well when he won the Adelaide International Open without dropping a set. At the end of this match, he also did dedicate this victory to his love of his life, Elina Svitolina. Well, what's going on right now is Karatsev, he's playing Andy Murray in the Sydney Open final. Well, Andy Murray is also having he also had a great tournament, although he lost to Bagnis in the first round. And also the home favorite Thanasi Kokinakis, he made his maiden ATP Tour finals in the Adelaide International Tour, and he's playing Arthur Rinderknecht in the finals, the Frenchman. So there's a lot to look out for, and there's a lot of things happening to the build-up to the Australian Open. Now let's cut the crap and move to the Australian Open. Let's preview the draw. Let's see how the players are placed in the Australian Open draw. If the Australian government does not allow Djokovic to continue in the tournament, the first quarter of the draw is wide open. The key players to watch out for in this quarter, in the first half, are Tommy Paul, who has had a good season so far, Lorenzo Sonego, the Italian, Gael Monfils, who just won the ATP tournament recently, Pedro Martinez from Spain is also a threat in this half of the draw. So here are my predictions for the round of 128, round of 64 and round of 32. And if my predictions are right, then expect Tommy Paul to meet Gael Monfils in the round of 16. And Monfils is expected to win this tie and advance from this half of this quarter. And this is only if Djokovic does not continue to play in this tournament. Some key players to watch out for in the second half of this quarter are Cam Norrie, Sebastian Korda. Well, these both players are going to face off each other in the first round, in the round of 128. I think this is one good match which I'm really keen on watching. Then the other players, some strong players in this draw are Pablo Carreño Busta from Spain, Carlos Alcaraz, another Spaniard, and not to forget the world number 7, Matteo Berrettini. Well, here are my predictions for the round of 128, 64 and 32 from this half of the quarter. Well, if my predictions are right, expect Pablo Carreño Busta to face Berrettini in the round of 16. And, you can also expect the world number 7 to get the better of Busta in 4 or 5 sets, and he should qualify to the quarterfinals. If my predictions are right, expect the informed Gael Monfils to meet Berrettini in the first quarterfinals. Well, this is my prediction for this quarter, the quarter one. Well, there are not many big names in this half of the quarter. Well, in the first half of this quarter, some big names to watch out for are Zverev, Lloyd Harris from South Africa, Riley Opelka, the big server from America, and Denis Shapovalov. Well, Shapovalov is fresh off the victory from the ATP Cup. Well, expect a threat there for Zverev from Shapovalov. Well, here are my predictions for this half of the quarter for round of 128, 64 and 32. I don't see many upsets being caused in this half of the quarter, and this should be a very straightforward quarter for Zverev, and expect him to get through this quarter. Well, his only threat here might be Shapovalov and their encounter might be the round of 16 encounter. Well, in this entire quarter, if anyone has to upset Zverev, the big German, I think it's only Shapovalov. But if not, Zverev should see through this half of the quarter. Well, the second half of this quarter is relatively wide open, and there are many lower ranked players in this quarter who can make an impact. Some key players here to watch out are Hubert Hurkacz, the Polish player, James Duckworth, the Australian, Aslan Karatsev, who looks to be in terrific form in the build-up to the Australian Open. Then we have Karen Khachanov, another Russian, Thanasi Kokinakis, the home favorite, and also Rafael Nadal. Well, here are my predictions for the round of 128, 64, and 32 for this half of the quarter. Well, if my predictions go well, expect Aslan Karatsev to play Rafael Nadal in the round of 16. I expect Karatsev to get the better of the first half of this quarter, of this half, I mean, and expect him to face Rafael Nadal in the round of 16. And I think Nadal will get through that and face Zverev in the quarterfinals. Well, I'm really looking forward for this one, man. If Zverev is up against Nadal, that should be a great fixture. In the third quarter, expect some upsets to be caused in the first half of this quarter because there are some really quality players in this quarter. Some key players to watch out here are Casper Ruud from Norwegia, Ilya Ivashka, Alex de Minaur, the home favorite, Andy Murray. You know what a fighter Murray is, and don't forget Yannick Sinner. I think I have my eyes on Sinner to make it out of this half of the quarter. But here are my predictions for the round of 128, 64, and 32 from this half of the quarter. If my predictions work out, expect Alex de Minaur to play Yannick Sinner in the round of 16, where I think de Minaur can push this match a little bit, push it to 4 or 5 sets. But Sinner, with the quality he has and the potential he has, I expect him to get through the round of 16 and make it to the quarterfinals. There are some big names in this half of the quarter, and with the likes of Roberto Bautista Agut from Spain, he has had a very good ATP Cup, although they lost in the finals. We have Francis Tiafoe and Taylor Fritz from America in this quarter. Then we have Grigor Dimitrov, the experienced Bulgarian, and also the Greek god Stefanos Tsitsipas. So here are my predictions from this half of the quarter for the round of 128, 64, and 32. If my predictions go well, expect Tsitsipas to play Francis Tiafoe or Roberto Bautista Agut or Taylor Fritz. All these are quality players, and any one of them can make it through to play Tsitsipas in the round of 16. But expect Tsitsipas to make it through to the round of 16 and play Sinner in the quarterfinals. Well, what a contest that is going to be. Tsitsipas versus Sinner, right? I'm really looking forward to this. There are some quality players in the first half of the fourth quarter with Andrei Rublev, the Russian grunter, Marian Cilic, who has been in very good form in the recent few weeks, David Goffin, who is trying to make a comeback and he wants to make an impact in this Australian Open, although he was out with an injury when he was playing Andy Murray. Then we have Alexei Popyrin. Again, the home crowd will be behind Popyrin. Then we have Dan Evans, who also looked to be in terrific form before losing to Aslan Karatsev in the previous tournament. Then we have Davidovich Fokina from Spain and also Felix Auger-Aliassime. Well, here are my predictions for the round of 128 and 64 and 32 in this half of the quarter. With the kind of form he's in, I expect Cilic to get the better of Rublev in the round of 32 and meet Felix in the round of 16. Expect Felix to win this half of the quarter after beating Cilic in the round of 16. Well, that's my prediction for this half of the quarter. This half of the quarter is again wide open and expect some upsets here. Some big names in this quarter are Schwartzman, John Isner, the informed Maxime Cressy, Nick Kyrgios. Well, you don't know how Kyrgios will perform until he steps on the court. It all depends on his mood. And not to forget, the world number 2, Daniil Medvedev. Well, here are my predictions for the round of 128, 64 and 32. This looks like a straightforward quarter to me, with Medvedev looking to easily get through this quarter without even dropping a set, I would expect. But expect Schwartzman, Cressy or Isner to face Medvedev in the round of 16. But Medvedev should easily get through this and face Felix, whom I also think he'll get through and make it to the semi-finals very easily. These are the last 8 players standing from the draw after my predictions. Let's look at who are remaining from my predictions. We have Gael Monfils playing Matteo Berrettini in the first quarterfinal. Then we have Alexander Zverev playing Nadal. Well, what a match that's going to be. I'm really intrigued to, and really, if this turns out, I'll be watching this match for sure. Then we have Sinner playing Tsitsipas. That's another high quality match. Expect this to go the distance if this turns out. And then we have Medvedev versus Felix. Well, this should be a straightforward match for Medvedev. But if my predictions work out, Then we have Berrettini playing Nadal in the semi-finals. Then we have Sinner playing Medvedev in the semi-finals. I expect Sinner to get the better of Tsitsipas and Berrettini to get the better of Monfils. And Nadal, the great champion he is, and the kind of performance he puts out in the Grand Slams, I expect him to get the better of Zverev. So we have the last two players remaining, which is Nadal and Medvedev, to make it to the finals. And if things turn out very well, we have Nadal to become the ultimate champion of the Australian Open. Well, that's what I think. That's what I make of the things as they stand. But all this bearing to the fact that Djokovic does not make it to the Australian Open, and the Australian government turns its visa down. Well, as a Nadal fan, that's what I would hope. But at the end of the day, I want tennis to prevail, man. Cutting all this drama aside, all this vaccine drama, players not getting it, the government strictly stamping its authority. And I think the government is also doing good with this aspect. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, no one is above the health of the citizens. Well, that's top priority, and that's what the government is sticking to. But anyways, that's my prediction, and my ultimate champion for this Australian Open 2022 is Rafael Nadal. So that's it, guys. That's it from the Sports Republic from this Australian Open episode. Hope you liked this video and my predictions. Well, note down your predictions in the comments below and tell us who you think will win this Australian Open. Do you think Djokovic is going to play, or do you think we're going to have a new champion? Well, for me, if Djokovic does not play, it's Nadal, like I told you before. And there's an interesting fact here. Well, the last time Nadal won this tournament was only once, and this was in 2009. So for me, it's Nadal to reach this title race, take the first step in this title race and win his 21st Grand Slam title. So that's it, guys. That's it from the Sports Republic. And until next time, adios.